Hello and welcome to another episode of The Losers Win Again. I am your host, Jacob Brown, and we finally got some football bets to talk about. NFL future bets you must make right now, and I mean like right now. We got passing yards, over and unders. We got receiving yards, overs and unders. We got rushing yards, overs and unders. And there's just a handful of players that I saw on this list, and it's just really hard not to take these bets right here, right now. I know we still got a long ways away before the football season, but I think this is just a must-make bet. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to it. It's right here on prizepicks. Let's get after it. But before we do, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to see more content just like this here on the Losers Win Again channel. Let's all win together right now. To kick things off, we got futures passing yards. Here on the list, we got Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray. And there's one more player down on the bottom. It's Trevor Lawrence. But we're just not going to mention him very much. There is two players I'm going to discuss because the rules on prizepicks, if you're not familiar with the rules, is you have to have two players in a bet, and they can't be on the same team, which we don't have to worry about this on this futures passing yards. But yeah, you have to have two players. So here's the two players I've chosen.
It's my quarterback.
Yes, unfortunately, Dak Prescott is my quarterback, and we're going to be talking about why he should be going under 4,600 yards for the 2022-2023 season. Mainly due to the fact that the Cowboys have not done much to help him this offseason. For starters, they let go of Lyle Collins. He's now a Cincinnati Bengal. Then they also let go of Amari Cooper for a bag of chips and a bottle of soda pop. 5th and a 6th round pick for Amari Cooper was just so criminal. I don't know how the Cleveland Browns got away with that, but hats off to them. Good luck to Amari. I enjoyed his time in Dallas. And I was a proponent of the Cowboys making a move like getting rid of Amari Cooper or Ezekiel Elliott to make some more cap room. But the fact that they only got a 5th and a 6th round pick and they have literally done nothing this offseason makes me just wonder, what in the world are they thinking? But I digress. And I could talk about the Cowboys offseason for an hour, 2 hours if I really wanted to. But let's move on to why we're here. Taking the under on Dak's 4,600 and a half. Not only do the offseason moves, because of course they re-signed Michael Gallup and they still got CeeDee Lamb, but his career, he's only threw for over 4,600 and a half yards once. And we got the stats right here. In 2016, threw for 3,667. 2017, 3,324. 2018, 3,885. 2019, 4,902. He only played in 5 games in the 2020 season and threw for 1,856 yards, which was pretty impressive. He would have for sure went over 5,000 if he would have played that whole year. 2021, he threw for the same attempts that he threw in 2019. 596 in 2019, 596 in 2021. And he also completed like damn near like 30 more attempts. 388 completions in 2019, 410 completions in 2021. But different result in 2021. 4,449 passing yards. I just don't see Dak Prescott getting over 4,600 this year. This is a huge under for me. just due to the offseason moves. He has less people to throw the ball to now. It might be a more condensed target tree. In 2019, you got to think about it. He did have a lot of people to throw the ball to. And a lot of those yards were garbage time points. Will we see a return of garbage time points stacked in 2022? I don't know. But I really don't see the Cowboys being very successful this year. And we'll have a more in-depth conversation about that in the future. Which could lead to him throwing from behind a lot, which could lead to more yards next season. But in my opinion, they're going to make an effort to run the ball a lot more. This is not a Jason Garrett-led offense. When he threw for 4,902 yards in 2019, Jason Garrett was still the head coach. This will be his third year under Mike McCarthy. And they're going to do what they did well last year, which was run the football and throw off the play action. I do not see Dak Prescott throwing over 4,600.5 yards. Take the under. This is a bet you must make. Next on the list, we got Kyler Murray, and we're taking the under on him also. 4,150.5 yards just seems like it's way too much. So smash that under on Kyler Murray. But overall, the main reasons why is just look at his career passing yards. 2019, 3,722. 2020, 3,971. And then we get to 2021, which is really interesting because he didn't play every game last season. He only played 14. And he threw for 3,787 yards. I think he would have gotten over this for 150.5 if he would have played all 16 games last year. But let's look at what the Cardinals have done this offseason. They haven't signed anybody to help Kyler Murray in the passing game. They re-signed Zach Ertz, which was good. They re-signed Max Williams, who he's familiar with, which is great. They re-signed James Conner, which he's a running back. He doesn't really catch the ball that much. I mean, he does get him some receiving yards, but not a lot. They got rid of A.J. Green. They got rid of Christian Kirk. So now all they have on their depth chart is DeAndre Hopkins, Anton Wesley, and Rondale Moore. Now, is that to say that those receivers aren't good enough to get Kyler Murray over 4,150.5? Of course not. But let's look at this from an injury perspective. Kyler Murray played 14 out of 17 games last season. The Cardinals are running Kyler Murray to the ground. I don't have the rushing yards on here, but they're running him to the ground. He starts out really strong every single year. 2020, he probably should have missed 2 or 3 games, to be honest. And in 2021, he did miss games because he ran the ball too much early on. He put up these great statistical numbers early on, and it just did not help him in the long run. I'm taking the under just due to the fact that I think he's going to miss more games next year. The injury history is starting to stack up, and that's another reason why the Cardinals don't want to give him a big extension. I know they probably eventually will, just due to the fact that he is a great, talented player, and they will pay him eventually, I believe. But I don't see him finishing all 17 games next season. So I'm taking the under 41.50.5, and I think this is a bet you must take.